Welcome back to this week's episode of the Tracy L Clark Show. It is a call-in show, actually, 1-800-930-2819. Whatever's sitting in your brain that you may go, I need a shift there. We're here to help you shift it, sift it, and move to the new levels. I want to really get into quite a few things today. I was like connecting before and saying, okay, where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? So much. So I'm just going to see where we channel through, allow that to just go. And fall is here, basically. Yes, Labor Day, right? Labor Day is always a marking as fall, even though we know fall doesn't come for a couple of weeks. You can feel it in the air. You can feel the change and the shift. You can really feel what's happening. So I think that kind of God has given you a little bit more ease and a little bit more grace. I also want to thank all of our previous listeners and new listeners wherever you find us, whether it's here live on Transformation Talk Radio, Facebook, or any of the places you love listening to your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and spread the message. This is a time not to be complacent. And this is really the time not to be complacent. I was teaching in one of our online classes about the different stages during transitions and transformations. And we're really right now in the cusp between disruption and collapse. What does that mean? Don't get scared. Don't go into the fear. It's really about, this is our big step into the new earth. But is it going to look all glorious? No. It's kind of like when people say to me, Tracy, we've been working on physical issues, body issues, and there's pain in restoration, there's pain in letting go. So a lot of people don't even know, like when you're healing physical body, so this is happening in the world, I'm just going to bring it back to context. When you're healing physical body, a lot of times you can get cramping and you can get diarrhea, stuff like that. And people say, why? Shouldn't it be ease and grace? Because the actual physical organs are purging the emotions. It's no different than if you're listening to something high vibrational like this and your body starts to feel nauseous or starts to feel sick. It's actually because your body is purging what it no longer needs, purging what it doesn't need. And right now we're in this massive shift to the new earth as we go through disruption and then collapse. And then what that means is disruption of the old systems, and it's happening in your physical body. It's happening on the subconscious level, like you could not even imagine. The limited beliefs that you've been holding on to are literally being purged out of the system at a high velocity rate, that you could feel tired, you could feel more fear, you could feel more frustrated. And so those limiting beliefs you've been holding on to for so long that have made you feel limited or afraid about the change, what's happening is your spirit team, your connection is getting super strong, saying, you've been on this path. If you're listening to show, you're on the path. If you're new, then welcome. We want to help you get on the path. Because during this time, and I've said this you've heard me say this for well over a year, the mass exodus with the mass awakening. So this fall is that ramp up. We are into that energy. And it's very important that how you perceive it and how you connect stays very strong and it stays very consistent. And this is why, because when we go through disruption and then collapse of old systems, so we know the systems we work in the world do not work. If it did, we wouldn't have famine. We have a lot of famine in many countries. People don't realize right now there's a lot of disconnection in how things are moving and shifting around the world, both physically, mentally, energetically, right? So now the vibrations are raising higher. So your body it could feel a little bit more dense sometimes. You could feel like that's that tiredness, heaviness. But look at it not as a perception around, oh my gosh, this is so bad. I'm going to teach you guys right now something about your words, and it's so important. I teach this all the time, and I wrote this down before, because what is happening right now, if you're saying, I'm so stressed, or I'm afraid, or my body isn't repairing, or my body isn't getting better, what happens when you do that is you open up these energy portals. It's not about denial, but you open up these energy portals that allows more of that heavy negative energy to come in. So what you would want to do is really watch your words, because your body hears everything. Like I always say to my clients, I can't do those action steps for you. We can clear the energy together, and then it's up to you to do the action step. You have to show up. When you look and shift at energy and what your body has been programmed, think about this. Go back to when you were little. Like, how many people even know that your nervous system and how you respond to things develop, that imprinting develops in the womb. That imprinting develops in the womb. So imagine now, go back from as early as you can remember and just look and tune into your body. How much information has your body taken in that isn't true, or somebody else's belief systems, or limiting space? Your body can be sitting on a bus and take it in. This is how brilliant your system is. When your body is connected and you're connecting to the God of your understanding and you're connecting to Mother Earth at the same time, your body is the conduit. So it hears everything you say. And as we ramp up into this fall energy, you need to be prepared. So, yes, we need to love. Yes, we need to stay out of fear. But also, there's a lot of things that you want to start to tune in and say, what do I need to do for myself, regardless of all the destruction on the planet? So bodies are getting heavy and bodies are feeling very confused right now because there's so much misinformation and so much distraction energy. What does that mean when that happens? It really means, and you can see this, I did an Instagram video on it. If you haven't seen it, there's this spiritual battle going on up above. And people say, well, I don't like that word, and I get it. But it is actually, I have to use that word in this space because it's what's happening. The light and the dark energy. So the reason there's so much misinformation, there's so much fighting, and it's going to get more intense as we get through, and I keep saying that till spring, is the misinformation is coming from, whether you call it dark energies, enemy spirit, whatever you want to call it, it's coming at a super high velocity because the light is rising. The light is getting, it's really won already, but it's just going to take some time, a few years there to unfold. However long that takes is up to us as humanity, right? Coming together, joining each other, shifting with each other, pressing in and staying out of fear. So when your body goes into anxiety or depression or fear or any of those energies, you actually create a weakness in the body. You create an openness in the field. And the field energetically, inside or outside, this a lot today, I know, inside or outside, allows, when that field goes weak, it allows that negativity to come in. Then you'll find your thoughts are going to be, not in your highest and best interest. And when we start to speak things in our world and we speak them in a positive manner, so we can prepare what's coming and say, I would say, thank you, God, for this beautiful new earth that's coming. Thank you, God, for, there's things I've spoken in my life for 6 years and I'm walking in them now, right? Like it can take that time. But even with your body, it's like if there's some pain, it's like, thank you, body, for letting me know that I'm still making some changes and that you're repairing, you're releasing, you're letting go. I talk about this a lot with our Body Rich End, because how you speak to the body, but you also need to understand how to release what's just naturally coming into the body. So it's no different than if you program your water, when you have your water and you program it and you put, this is my water, and I always put love in it and, lots of healing and restoration energy before I drank any of my water. And I thank that hand of God for replenishing my cells. However, there's all sorts of things of people around you that can go in your water too. So it's important that you're aligning this. It's important that you're paying attention and you're very, very aware. So thank you, God. So when we open this up into this new level, you'll start to be able to release more of the fear. And that's where connection comes from. That's why I do this podcast. It's why we have our Facebook group. It's why, we're changing everything on the site to help you better, because it might feel, and this is the key right now, and then we're going to get to your calls. This might feel a little bit scary, but remember something. Instead of the fear, thank you, God, let's change the perception to, wow, everything is dismantling so there can be better for all of humanity. Everything is dismantling so there could be better for humanity. Thank you, God. Everything is dismantling so it can be better for humanity. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. How do you know that this is all a bunch of bunk? And I'm not saying I'm not talking about just, one or the other thing. I'm talking about the whole, so much information that's coming out, like in many areas. I don't care if it's your finances, your health, your love, romance, is typically you will get to choose. Your body will start to say there's something there that's not right. You will get to choose amongst the information that you absorb. And the information you no longer want to absorb, you will drop off and you will start to feel what's right for your body. So, right now, there's so much misinformation. The bodies are getting more frustrated, more angry. That's okay. Feel it in the body and thank that hand of God of commanding that energy to leave, like to send it back to God for justice, for unconditional love, or you can actually send it to Mother Earth. What feels right for you? There's just keep the words that it's not allowed into your system, that you're not going to allow that into your system, and press in and focus on what you're creating. So you never want to get off the creation line as we head into these huge disruption periods. They've happened every 90 years. We've gone through 48 of them. We've never seen it like this. This will be the biggest transition that you and I will ever experience in our entire life. And based on even any of your past lives, trust me, you will never have experienced like we are right now. This is a change of course for all of humanity. Whereas you look at throughout the ages, it's been run by very draconian energy, which is greed, manipulation, sickness, illness, disease. That's how they make a lot of money, right? So the new earth is about oneness, kindness, love, and it's going to take some time to get there. So if you understand this, you can rise really high. But if you're listening to high vibrational stuff, or I even find people that listen to myself, or you might listen to high vibrational music, your body might start to feel very nauseous. It might start to feel like it needs to throw up. What's happening is that beautiful energy is going to the depths of the subconscious to pull out information very quickly you do not require anymore, so you can actually move through to the new earth and not really get left behind, because we're going to see a lot of that transition. So I want to thank that hand of God of allowing your perception to be nice and strong so you can see the truth of what the God of your understanding has for you, and anchoring into that highest vibration of love, because that is where we are going. But the limited beliefs you've held for so long, please be aware they're just naturally leaving out of the subconscious. So be very aware of the thought patterns, because sometimes you can be more hard on yourself when that's happening and more negative. And the reason that happens is there's energies that do not want you to let those negativities go. But they affect your body. Guys, they affect your health, how you speak about your health, how you speak about what you have in any area, they will affect your body. So it is time to reset your nervous systems. Thank you, God. It is time to speak what your day is going to look like and to let go of those limiting beliefs. So I'm going to go to the phone lines, and I know we're gonna start with Maria from Colorado. But before we go there, while you're listening to the callers, I want you to also, as we're shifting the energy together, focus on what is it that you would like to have shifted into your space right now, or brought in, and what you'd like to have released. When you focus on that, you can take the energy shift and just think that hand of God of bringing that new energy into your space, as the old will start to leave. And then you might notice some really crazy dreams, normal, because that's the quickest way to purge what you no longer need. You might get some discomfort in the body. Acknowledge it, release it, let it go, and you'll see there'll be a better shift. All right, Zach. So let's go to Maria from Colorado.
All right, we have Maria from Colorado. You're live on the Tracy L Clark Show, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Thank you so much.
Great to hear you. There we are. I'm just going to turn you up just a little bit. Okay. What's your question today?
My question is, I feel like, just like what you've been saying, I've been so drinking this in. I feel like on such deep levels, I have been shifting immensely, and I feel such utter gratitude for that.
Yeah.
But on the outer level, in terms of work, with my healing work, or getting my book published, or getting money, I'm like at the bottom, and it's not moving. Nothing's moving. and it's really scary because I need money.
Yeah, we want to open the prosperity. So you are right. There is, you can see, it looks like those big excavators, you know, how they pull out all the backhoes, like there's so much junk coming out. So I do like that. That's very good. So I'll actually, thank you, God, I'll increase that for you. So that's happening on the subconscious. You are bang on. Now, let's just take a peek on the work. All right, there is some programming, and I hear you on the book. Mine's coming October, to me 8 years. So I can put you some energy there for sure. Needs to get done. It also shows if you just put with your book, it went there when I was going to go to the work. If with your book, if you can actually just, it's like it almost shows like as you've got your chapters laid out, just take your time and just focus on one chapter at a time. Your body's trying to look at it as a whole right now, but we can adjust this because if you go into one little chapter at a time, it actually looks like you start moving everything around and you can complete it quite quickly. There's some fears if you put the book out there. What does that mean for responsibility? Because it will increase your business. It'll increase everything you have. So if you're okay, let me shift that for you. There we go. Do you find that sometimes when you're ready to to sit down and write too, you feel like kind of your inspiration got cut off a little bit?
I'm thinking of actually writing a second book, and I feel like the first one is really complete. It's more, it's honestly more the money to get it published and to get my healing work going. It's like money is such a block of everything right now.
So what does it mean if you actually start to bring in money? Now, just feel this in your body for a sec. First, where do you feel it in your body that if all of a sudden you start to bring in large amounts of money?
I think probably down by my solar plexus, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It's more sitting too a lot under the left rib cage. So I'm going to remove, there is a bunch of not only ancestral lines, but you also have a bunch of religious lines, especially connected to when you say the word healing work. So I'm going to remove, there is a bit of curse energy around it. So what does that mean? It's basically saying that in your past life line that's interfering with this line, if you bring in a lot of money, and you do it by helping people, your body's reading that as a wrongness, like that it's wrong. So that would be where that past life line is. So you can clearly see there's a blockage there where that past energy is saying, no, you shouldn't be paid for this, which you know is wrong. So I'm going to start to remove that out of the solar plexus. It actually is in the liver. It might make you feel a little nauseous, so we can remove that through too. Every time I go to bring your wealth line in, you push it back. So hang on a second. Truthfully, how would you feel if you actually started to make money more than everybody else around you, like your family?
Right now, I feel I've been so desperate. It's gotten me to that point that I feel open and ready.
Yeah, we don't want to get to the spirit of desperation. So we'll remove that. So this is where I'm saying with that space of how it's like, thank you, God, or Spirit, God, if you understand, thank you for bringing in this new space in my business, the new clients, the new, prosperity. You've been saying some of that, but there's this huge, so your mental space is saying yes, but your spiritual and psychological space and psychic space, oh, there we go, is saying no. So let me start to bring all of them separate and back together for you. I'm also going to lift you a little bit out of, I'm going to just pull this. It's literally a bunch of program flying around the planet right now. I'm not going to use the word about what's happening, where we're going. Hang on a second. There's a spirit of vow. Hang on, spirit, that's a vow, poverty, oath. Okay, so there is a poverty oath agreement in there. So I'll remove that. Thank you. And I'm going to remove that desperation a little bit further. There is a space there that in your business that you want to do, it's like, again, it pushes me like, how dare you make money? How dare you bring in money? How dare you make more money? Like that's literally what's saying. So I'm going to remove that. Old programming, old limitations. Okay. I'm also going to strengthen you to not only your business, but to referrals, clients, and then also people in your area. I have to actually adjust you to actually physically where you live. And then we're going to strengthen you to, you know, outside. So it goes outside your city, outside your country, like into the world.
Thank you.
And it's funny, the bigger I actually make you, then you kind of turtle in, so you kind of hide. So let me remove how you are seen. It's interesting. Your body's resisting. Tell me how this feels when I say this. Your body doesn't want to be seen as an authoritative figure, which is exactly right. But there's a fear that you would be seen as an authoritative figure, and then things kind of start to crumble. Oh. Did you have an experience with that, or is that just in your programming? What does that feel when I say that?
I think it's in my programming.
Yeah, it's big. You're kind of flagging a past life, ancestral, some religious stuff. Like you got a little bit of everything going on here. So let's start to strengthen the system to remove that accumulation of programming. So what I love about you is you're very compassionate, you're very kind, you're very intuitive, you're good at what you do. And that also you have to anchor in more. So you're like, I'm really good at what I do. Thank you, God, and thank you for everyone to see that. So there is resistance there when I say that in your field. So I will adjust that, and I'll adjust it also in the liver. And this worry around you will be more like a mentor, a guide. And that's the word we'll override it with mentor and guide versus this authoritative figure. Because you have a lot of lifetimes where I was saying actually at the top of the show, you know, that draconian, yucky energy that's been ruling the planet that's leaving. That's where you're very careful, which I like. You don't want to go there, but don't worry. It's almost like your body is going, but if we run in this new direction, what if I get tempted? You know, you're not going to be tempted. You're going to be okay. So I'll remove this.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see you've got these strong like past life and religious lines that cross over in your body that are very much about temptation, religion, like all of that information. So I'll just remove that and then we're going to actually, there's the books complete out. So I like that. Thank you. And be mindful as well and aware that, you know, as we go through this winter months, it's going to look very different. But also, I want you to remember that as we come out of this, there's going to be so many people that have woken up, and they're going to be like babies. They're not even going to be crawling, you know, and they're going to be needing people like you, right? Like we don't have enough people like us out in the world. We really don't, as much as we think there's so many, there's not. So it's like these babies, and I see them coming to you going, just please explain to me what grounding is, like very simple things, but then you can take them deeper. How does that feel when I say that?
That feels really good.
Yeah, that's where you're going. So I'm just going to remove, thanks to the power of the hand of God, let's start to remove any curses, witchcraft, spells, black magic off the area of prosperity and the blocks in the body and the mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological, and psychic blocks. So we'll remove all various combinations. And I'm actually going to also lift off, might be a little bit of a different word, but where the enemy spirit has tried to keep you down through the finances so that you wouldn't actually step in fully to your gifts. So I'm going to remove that as well. I can just see that hits the heart. So let me pull this out. So you might get some, thank you. Okay, that's better. You might get some memories that are not really related to this lifetime. Just know that's just leaving if they look a little bit more religious or weird on that sense. So, and that's a lot to do.
Memory.
The religious line for you has a lot to do with what is deemed godly and what is not. So you understand that very clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what's coming out, because that's that resistance. And we still see it a lot, unfortunately, now, where people will say, well, I don't think that's godly, but even though it comes from God and it's pure love. And that's what your body is letting go. And that's also the triad between you, the religion, and your money that we're breaking off now. This is a big one. Like, this is a big. I get chills. How does your body feel now?
Oh, I feel lighter.
Yeah, it's shifting.
It feels like some combat.
Some what?
Like a combative energy feels like it left.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not there. That was that curse, that was that space, that like violation energy through, right, the religion, the money, and you. And you're here to do really good work. Like, huge chills. I would just repeat that, like, thank you, God, I'm here to do work. I'm stepping into my space, and just, you will get imagery and feelings. Just send that back to God for justice, and just out of my space. I'm not accepting it, not taking it in. And you'll start to see your power, and you'll notice you will be tested over the next couple of days. You will see it. Just reject it. Don't take it in, because that's that energy trying to come back in your body.
Okay.
Sound good?
Has it all left?
It's leaving. Yeah, you got about 48 more hours, but it's leaving. Yep, you will notice it in your field, 100%.
Oh, thank you, dear God. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're welcome, Maria. Have a great day, and let us know how you're making out, okay?
Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart and soul.
I want to hear your update, because there's good things coming. So stay focused in your lane, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Check us out at tracylclark.com. If you want to understand more of the body regen, what we're doing, we have a full one-day class on there online. So people around the world giving you some of those things that you can take, understanding imprints and implants and things you can say and do. So we'll take a quick break, and we will be back right in a few minutes. All right, we're sifting and shifting through the energy today, and I'm so happy to have you with us. Welcome back. Check us out at tracylclark.com. You can get into the free membership there, or if you want me in your back corner, go to the monthly memberships. You can see the Miraculous Academy, the online events, like so much happening. So here to help you through this big transition. All right, I want to get right to your call. So we're going to go back to Melissa from Ontario.
All right, we have Melissa from Ontario. Melissa, you're live on the Tracy L Clark Show.
Hi, Melissa.
How are you?
Very good. What's your question today?
Okay, so I was laid off my job due to COVID, so I'd like to have some help with my finances.
Yes.
And also, I had a hysterectomy 2.5 years ago, so I don't know how that affects my creation energy or whatever. So I just wanted some help with that and strengthening.
Oh, very good. Okay, so you
do.
always have the energy. Crazy how they always do this right away. Okay. Our power zone, that's your power zone. I'm going to actually reinstate it. You always carry the energy of the organs, even though they take them out. So I will actually, and this is very good for all women to listen to, because as you know, that power zone is your creation for a job, and it's creation of children. That's that space, right? Career, it all sits in that reproductive area. So let me just actually, I'm just going to strengthen the energy. And we are going to we have to go all the way back here. So fallopian tubes, ovaries, then we have to go cervix, uterus, birth canal, genitals. There we go. Yeah, there's some weakness. There's also a bunch of scarring still in the reproductive area from the trauma. So you also have to understand, and I'll reconnect this, is when we have organs taken out of the body, that there's a sadness in the rest of the body, because every physical part you're born with is there for a reason, because it connects. And this is the one part I really wish people would understand more, because it's a sadness, there's a scarring, but there's a big void. So I'm just going to refill this for you. You might get a little bit of cramping down in the lower area. It's okay. It'll lift. It'll just reconnect here. So we're just going to bring those back in. Thank you, God. So I'm just going to remove the trauma. I'm also going to remove, oh, there we go. You still have some trauma from the actual surgery sitting within the body, so it wasn't cleaned out. So hang on a second. Let's reconnect this. Before any surgery and after, you always need to clean out the system and integrate what's been put in or integrate what's been taken out. Okay, so let me hold that. And then, all right, so let's actually also reconnect for your finances. Oh, okay, hang on a second. We actually have to readjust who's seeing you. Just a minute for work. Yeah, I'm going to unplug you from everybody else who has actually lost their job due to this transition and change. It's It's really interesting because you can see there's a huge amount of energy where governments want to put in basic income. So they put a bunch of people into this camp. It's partly why they've shut things down. And I'm going to unplug you from all of their programming. Hang on a sec. There's a lot of shame still coming up around losing your job. Did you beat yourself up when that happened?
I wasn't consciously doing it, I don't think. I mean, at first I was, upset, but then it's like,
yeah,
I'm not the only one. I mean, many people lost their jobs, so I tried to put it in perspective, but or think about the good parts of it.
I'll remove this. Okay, let me remove those underlining frustrations there. Hang on a second. You do have opportunity here. Hang on. It looks like opportunity through people you know versus like sending out resumes, but we'll highlight both anyways, okay?
Okay.
There's a lot of different jobs too that are going to be morphing, changing, and also coming back online. So this might be a little bit more out of your comfort zone, but it's actually a good fit. Hang on a second. You have a very good analytical brain, don't you? Which works for you, not against you. So that's very good. You're also easy to get along with at work. People like you. Hang on a second. As long as you're doing what you love, as long as you're doing things you enjoy.
Yeah, I like to do things I enjoy.
Yeah. Well, you can see, you probably noticed this with the work you've had, you can also see where they could do better, could make it easier for people. Like you're very good at picking out how systems can come together to be better for everybody versus how some of these old systems are. You must have noticed that. And that can create a frustration, right? When you can see it as a better for people versus, people slugging through something. It's a good skill to have. Mm-hmm. All right, let me remove this. Yeah, it looks like connecting. That's okay with you? How does that feel when I talk about actually shifting that energy of people you actually know, connecting? It's like you're speaking with people about new opportunities. Does that feel better?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What comes up for you right now when I say that?
Like right at this moment, well, before, I was feeling like I didn't really know anyone who could help me, really.
Yeah, you do. You'd be surprised.
Once
you start to actually let people know, even from the old work, the new work, when you start to let them know you're looking, you'd be surprised how that like chain of events happens. So you'd actually be quite surprised. So I'll strengthen that for you, but we're going to highlight the resume as well.
Okay.
The key is to build a bridge because we want to
zero motivation.
Yeah, we want to get the body moving into the new energy. There's a big lack too of inspiration and motivation around the work area right now, which has been created. Like there's a lot of new things coming online, but it has been created by not only just a virus. That's been only a very small part of it. It's actually being created as these systems are collapsing so we can birth something new, but we can change that to be a little bit more inspired there as well. So let me correct that for you. And we can remove the weakness. There's actually a big part of your body too that enjoys and has enjoyed having a little bit, as much as there's the other fear on the other end, there's a part of your body, like your physical body, that's enjoyed having a little bit more flexibility within your routine too. So that's a plus. We're going to anchor that in a little bit more.
Yeah.
You're repairing, this is why you've had this break. It's really clear. You're repairing the mental space, the physical body. It's going to repair some more, the emotional body. So there's a lot of repair and restoration that has been able to happen in your body because you probably wouldn't have taken a break for a very long time. So this is actually very positive in that way, but you are getting ready to go back. So we'll just adjust that for you. There. Okay, I'm just going to tilt the lumbar vertebra sacrum back just a little bit. That'll open up the power zone a little bit more and allow you to feel more inspired, more connected, and then you'll actually see different opportunities you'll start to see them actually physically come in the field. You might be, oh, I'll apply for that. Or, oh, you know what? I'd be looking for something like that. So you can see there's more conversation around it. And actually see, I'm so grateful I had the time off, and I'm so grateful I get to go back to work now. Sounds a little funny. You're not positive thinking. That's not what it is. You're actually communicating to the body differently. And then your power zone, like I said, it has to repair quite a bit right now. And that could lead to cramping, but that'll also open and expand to bringing in different levels of prosperity and different levels of work as well. So that's much better. How does that feel in your body now?
Oh, it feels good.
Yeah, your body's lifting. So give it about 24 hours. Just rest today. Don't worry about doing too much of anything today if you can. Take a rest so that energy can actually shift and really connect with, even if you could take a nice, baking soda bath, just let that toxicity clean out, especially from the surgery, so the scarring can repair.
All right.
All right. Let me know how you're feeling, okay?
Okay, well. Thank you.
Have an incredible day. All right, we're going to go to Juliana.
All right, we have Juliana from Mississauga.
Hi, Juliana.
Hi, Tracy.
How are you today? What's your question?
My question is, I have a lot of buzzing in my head, and it runs from my top of my head all the way down to my elbows, and it kind of stops.
Okay, buzzing, right? All right, let's just recheck the electrical grids. So just the right side of the brain to the left side of the body. We'll do left side of the brain to the right side of the body. Oh, there's a different level of connection coming in as well. Hang on a sec. Let's actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this for about 24 hours, is we're going to start to bring down the inflammation in the neurons. It's just running a little bit higher, but it's actually not as much inflammation as people will go say it was food. It's more inflammation from toxic energy. So those would be people, places, and things. So let's me just actually adjust this a little bit differently. And then we'll pull the inflammation down, you to the buzzing to you. There we go. And we'll just open your connection slightly different, just burping all that out for people that have to listen to that. There we go. Yeah. And I'm just going to actually pull your shoulders back as well, just a little bit. Make it some pain down the left side of the back. Hang on a second. Around the rib cage there, just release a little bit more toxicity. So I'll remove also some of the mental toxicity that creates inflammation in the neurons. So a lot of people, that's the big one. We want to make sure it comes down. And then I'll reset the gut as well. So we'll reset your stomach, your processing. And it looks like too, a lot of the information you're getting, lots of shifting. I'm just going to bring it, anchor it into the body just slightly different. And then we'll adjust, thank you God. We're going to increase the nerve system as well to just let it repair and pull out. Good job. How does it feel now? Move your head around a little bit if you can.
My head feels light, my elbows stopped hurting, and my fingers are like denumbing.
Yeah, they're gonna lock. So what you'll want to do is like shake your hands and like move your fingers around. Well, also what I'd like you to do today is just move your head around like side to side, front to back. Move it all over, and just to give it a nice cleaning, and then just keep pulling that energy through the entire body, like top of the head to the soles of the feet, because we want it to run for that 24 hours so everything can open up even further. Good job.
Thank you, Tracy. That's awesome.
You're welcome, sweetie. Go have an incredible day. Lots of love.
You too.
Okay, we're going to go to Sheila quickly here.
All right, we have Sheila from Toronto. Sheila, you're live on the Tracy L Clark Show.
Hi, Sheila.
Great, thank you.
Welcome. What's your question today?
I have two questions for you, Tracy. The
Sure.
first one is, recently I found I'm really struggling with sleep, just on and off. There's weeks that are great, there's weeks that are just horrible where I'm up all night. So if there's anything there that can be cleaned in terms of my sleep pattern.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you must have been in my head. You're going to see a video on this. Yes. Okay. So again, back to what I was just saying about the inflammation on the neurons. So I'm going to actually adjust. So that'll be the first one. There's a lot of sleep disruption happening as the frequencies are moving, obviously, to this new space. And it's a big push-pull. Like I can't emphasize it enough between the disruption and the collapse energy to the new earth energy. It's like, what is happening? Where are we going? So the body feels like it's a little bit of in a blender, which can very much affect the sleep energy. So I will for you as well. Let's pull down some more of the neurological inflammation. So when our brain gets overloaded, and people think information is in your gut, but it's not. It is where it starts physically. Yes, if you read nutrition, some people start physically. But what people forget too is there's inflammation that comes into the neurons energetically, and that comes from overthinking, over worrying, over analyzing, even things we're not even consciously aware of. It can even come in from people that are outside of us. So if we come into contact with people in the day that are worried or stressed, that can also create the neurons where energetically they can get inflamed too. So let me reset all of this for you as well, and then you to the nighttime to you. And I'm just going to pull this down because that looks like it should start to settle it a little bit more. So as I'm doing that, what was your next question?
Thank you. It's funny because I can feel my body decompressing, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's actually, the energy has shifted so much in the last week. Like people even said to me in the miraculous scan, be like, what changed? Your energy shifted. What happened was this vibration we moved in became so strong that things are going to become instant for a lot of us that are in this space. So you'll notice it. So just take it all in. And that neuron inflammation, I'm telling you guys, you will feel like a whole new person. A whole new person. Yeah, better.
Amazing.
Well
so the second question is just, I've been having this really deep feeling of excitement, like something amazing is about to happen. And I'm noticing homes and I'm noticing interior design treatments that really excite me. I'm seeing cars that I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be able to buy that car. And I can't even explain where these thoughts come from, but it's like something big is coming, but I'm wondering if something is also impeding me from getting there. Like,
nothing's impeding you. Okay, this is that beautiful energy that we walked into, like I was saying, over the last, like week or so, 10 days. There is for a lot of us that have done our work, we've been doing our work, we don't have to look quite like the subconscious is moving. The creation and manifestation energy, it's like a huge rip in the fabric. And I know people can say, well, that's scary, but the rip in the fabric means people that have been rising, that are connecting, that are doing, you're feeling this. You can see this is happening. This is coming. It's like when I was talking about the spiritual space going above between dark and light, you don't have to worry about that. Let them finish it. Then you'll see it drops. You're getting prepped actually, because during this transition, you've taken a lot of steps to make sure that you can ride it through and prosper in whole other levels. And that's why you're feeling this. That's why you're feeling this excitement. And so what you are doing, which I love, is you're noticing, okay, what kind of car or what kind of house or where do I want to move into? So your body is already prepping you, and your spirit teams are off the charts saying, pay attention, focus to this. And isn't that a fun, creative energy?
It's awesome. I can't tell you how excited I am. And even your video this morning, you were so full of excitement. I'm like, that's it. Like, it's just, there's this feeling of like excitement. I don't know. I can't explain it.
But it's true, because there's so much of that coming through. I get chills because people to now grabbing onto that and letting go of all this distraction outside. And that's where your body's holding on to, because that's where we want to, right? It's that excitement of this new that's coming in. It's excitement saying, wow, there's so much amazing change during disruption and collapse. And that's where you're already aligned into. So you just keep anchoring it. I'm pulling it through. There's not a lot of dirt. It looks like literally like you'd be in the shower and it's just like washing off. So spirit's just washing off anything that's left there that you don't have to worry about. It's just letting it go. So your space, which I'll align, is to just keep focusing on that play energy. And okay, what do I want my house to look like? How do I want that to be? And bring in more of that. Just stay on that path, because you are correct. Sometimes when we feel that, our timing can be always a little off, especially this transition now. But don't stray from it. If you feel, just keep on. It's happening. It's your time. And you're going to see a lot of people that have woken up years ago, like us. There's going to be so many amazing, amazing blessings where you're like, oh my gosh, you'll see the division, and then you could help the people on the other side if you choose. But no, you're prepping. Like looks very clean, like houses, cars, like I say houses, because there's two there. So there's something you'll end up doing. But in cars, whether you live in one, rent one, flip one, I don't know, you got something going on there. So just stay on the path and just keep pressing into that beauty, because that energy is on fire for you right now. Just keep taking it.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Doing great
Everybody
things.
keep taking that energy that
Okay.
Sheila and I were just talking about. Like, it's really strong right now. And this is why we say this is the time. If you're waking up, you want to wake up, you need to wake up. This is a time to come forth. This is a time to say, I need help. This is a time to dig deeper. This is a time to let your body go. If you really want to come out of this ahead and not as left behind, you see people in places where they get left behind, or they get, you know, into a funk and they stay there for months, and you've got to go, no, I see this with people I love. And I'm like, no, you don't have to be there, but I can't do it for them. So we can shift together, but this is the time. This is a time to get community connected. Be with people that get you. Be with people that can support you, that can help shift you, that can get you into the change and the transformation. That is what it's all about on every level and every layer. I know we're at the top of the hour. We still have a lot of people on the line, and I'm so sorry. Well, the next 2 weeks, we have Peter Henson with us next week. You can call in. We're going to be shifting you together. The week after that, we have Dr. Navaz back. You can call in. We're going to answer some of your gut health questions. So stay tuned. Make sure you catch our shows in the next 2 weeks. Then I'm going to be back for a live call-in show with you as well. And I want to quickly answer this question that came in from Amelia about increasing your confidence. You're going to do fine. And just, I'm going to start to download the information. There's a little bit of resistance there still left with the information you're trying to download, and we'll increase that. So let's remove some of those limiting beliefs where it's hard to absorb. So I'm going to actually increase your memorization. So this sounds funny, but this is school. We're going to memorize, get you out. Don't care if you forget it after, get you passed. Okay, that is it. So let's increase. So you can tap the top of the head to increase the memorization. I'm also going to thank that hand of God of downloading all the information now and awakening the innate intelligence even stronger for the memorization, and also for you for getting through. You're going to be fine. And I'm going to remove some judgments. You're just being too hard on yourself. That's okay. You're going to do it. You're going to be really okay. So just bring that energy in, that I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. I'm shifting. I'm all right. Yeah, let's just adjust that as well. So thank you, God. That's a big one. And let's restore everybody. I want to just thank that part of the hand of God, of that spirit of inheritance, of restoring all of your confidence through this, all of your blessings through this time of change and transformation, all of your knowing during this time of change and transformation, of increasing to a level and layer that you've never even thought was possible, but to increase your connection to the God of your understanding. Thank you, God. So your intuition can start to move, and your body, your intuition, your spiritual space, mental space, emotional space can get so in alignment that no matter what is happening, no matter what chaos is out here, no matter what kind of different wars those governmental people want to get into, you don't have to be part of it. You can observe and keep moving through. It doesn't matter. What's out there does not really have to have a full effect on your body. Yes, it will have an effect. Yes, it will change. But the deeper your connection, you will not have fear. Remember, guys, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. That's why there's so much fear on the planet, because the love is rising. So stay in that part of the hand of God with that high vibration of love, and together we'll ride through this. So check us out at tracylclark.com. Come and see us on the Unleashed Superhuman, where we'll help you to reclaim your health, because you'll understand energetically, prosper, and increase your intuition so you can connect to the God of your understanding in a whole new way. Have an incredible week, and we will see you here same time, same place next week with Peter Henson, where we're going to shift you with your angels, with your energy, and we're going to play and have a ton of fun. See you then.